It is so nice to see all of the students' faces with big smiles on their faces. And also to see so many people from the community who've come to share in this joyous occasion for us. In the past, and last year, most recently, one of the things that we felt was important for students was for them to have some sense of the life of the Jews of Eastern Europe. And so we arranged with the music department and the Santa Rosa Junior Orchestra to do a klezmer concert. Christina and I began talking, and she said, you know, I wish we could do the same thing so that people can see the richness of the Armenian heritage and tradition. And I said, well, all we have to do is find the cash. I am very, very proud to tell you that this concert is being sponsored by the Instructionally Related Activities Fund, which comes from the students. So I would like to thank you all for supporting such a wonderful event. We get money from you every year to do things out of the ordinary that we might not normally be able to do. So let's give the students a hand. We have a very special treat for you today. I also would like to welcome guests. We have people who are members of the Alliance for the Study of the Holocaust and Genocide at Sonoma State. Raise your hand. Raise. Okay. Someone who has supported us from the very first day that she got to Sonoma State, Dean of the School of Social Sciences, Elaine Leader. And of course, you're all here too, as well as people from the community. So now it is my pleasure to begin the introductions. I want to remind the students that this is something that you need to experience. And notes are optional. This is just going to be a wonderful experience. Okay, so don't spend too much time with your pens and pencils and let it all wash over you. Hashmik Haratunian was born in 1960 in Yerevan, Armenia. Her ancestors were from the province of Mush in historic Armenia. She graduated from the Department of Vocal Music at the Arno Babajanian, I'm getting really good at these names, School of Music and the Yerevan State Pedagogical Institute. Pedagogical means you were trained as a teacher. Yes. For several years, she worked as a soloist for the Agunk ensemble. I should be having Christine of Armenian National Radio. She is also a soloist on a collection called The Music of Armenia, which is a collection of folk music. She's performed in concerts in Armenia and Europe and participated in the 2002 Folklife Festival that was organized by cellist Yo-Yo Ma. In Armenia, she is known for her deeply touching rendition of the Armenian lullaby. Her 2004 CD, entitled Armenian Lullaby, is a collection of lullabies from the provinces of historic Armenia and Eastern Armenia. For Hashmik, music itself is life itself. It is happiness, sadness, and struggle. She feels it is her responsibility to keep traditional Armenian music alive and to keep it free from foreign influence. She believes Armenian music is a living thing, not meant for the history books. Hashmik still draws strength and inspiration from her ancestors, especially from her grandmother, who sang lullabies to her. Her love of music, her people, and her homeland is evident in the sound of her voice. Wherever she is, wherever she happens to be, when she sings, people stop to listen. Instinctively, they are drawn into the past because the past is a part of who they are. Through her music, the collective memory of what it means to be Armenian resurfaces, reminding everyone of home. This is what she strives for and what she works so hard to achieve. I'd also like to take a minute to introduce you to Kitka. Kitka began in 1979, and I think that's around when I first heard them. They began as a grassroots group of singers who shared a passion for the stunning dissonances, asymmetric rhythms, intricate ornamentation, lush harmonies, and resonant strength of Eastern European women's vocal traditions. The group has since evolved into a professional touring ensemble, earning international recognition for its artistry, versatility, and fresh approach to folk music. Through a busy itinerary of live and broadcast performances, recordings, educational programs, commissioning programs, and adventurous collaborations, Kitka has exposed millions to the haunting beauty of their unique repertoire. In the fall of 2010, supported by a grant from the Trust for Mutual Understanding, Kitka made its first journey to the Caucasus. The ensemble traveled to Georgia and Armenia, performing at festivals in Borjomi and Tbilisi, and the folk ensemble at the Komitas Conservatory in Yerevan. While in the Caucasus, Kitka also engaged in a variety of field research and cultural exchange activities with Georgian and Armenian folk singing masters and ensembles. In Armenia, with Hashmik as their collaborator and guide, Kitka traveled to Aparan, Marduni, to document the endangered folk songs from historic Armenia as sung by village elders. Kitka has released 9 recordings on their own label. Their most recent album, Cradle Songs, was praised by the Los Angeles Times as one of the top 10 most memorable internationally flavored albums from 2009. Cradle Songs features 3 Armenian lullabies that Hashmik taught to them. Cradle Songs and the other recordings by Kitka and Hashmik will be available after the lecture outside for $15 each. And we hope that you will also join us at Congregation Ner Shalom after the lecture, and it gets 8 o'clock for a performance. And that's all I have to say. Now I invite you to watch and listen.
Hello. I want to thank you for coming and Sonoma University for inviting me. Today I am going to introduce Armenian folk music and with the Kitka ensemble share with you a journey into historical Armenia and into Armenian folk traditions and lullabies. I'm going to share with you my appreciation to those people who understood all this importance of this work and dedicated their lives to preserving this heritage. We will talk about genocide and about what we lost. We will talk about comitas. Without comitas, without heritage comitas left us, I would have almost nothing to stand here and show you. I'm going to tell the story of my own family because my grandparents were genocide survivors and they were born in Mush, and I grew up with them and with their stories about homeland. And then I will talk about my teacher Hayrik Muradyan, who was also a genocide survivor from Van. And how can just one meeting change a person's cultural journey? Then we will see where all this will take us on an excursion to Armenian history and Armenian folk culture. The recording which we played before the lecture, that was Voice of Komitas. Komitas described Armenian traditional folk music with these words: the songs of a people are their life, their entire life is inspired by their songs. Komitas was a priest, composer, and collector Armenian folk songs. He lived from 1869 to 1935. He collected over 3,000 folk songs, saving them being lost forever. We knew, he knew what will happen with Armenian folk music and the culture if the homeland was lost. Already much was lost because of genocide and because we lost the key of our old notation system, the Khas. Komitas almost found the key of this old notation system when genocide stopped his work. Because of this, 2,000 folk songs and melodies we can't read until now. And after the genocide, his students, especially Miran Tumadjan, saved many more songs by collecting them from genocide survivors in Armenia, the US, and around the world. We of course lost many of our folk songs, including lullabies, but because of genocide. But without heritage, Komitas, which left us, Komitas and his students and genocide survivors, I would have almost nothing to stand here and show you. If we had lost these songs, we wouldn't have a bridge to the past, to our history, and who we are as a people now. This is a lullaby that Komitas collected in Western Armenia, in Akan. These are the lyrics. You are a priceless child and are without flaw. There is no one who can compare with you. Rag, A. I will go and bring the moon, flawless like you. The stars and the moon will be your playmates. Rag, A. Ah, you too have a fault. You have no sleep, and you have stayed awake. Rag, A. This is an animation of the lullaby, done for a lullaby project in Russia.
Of berim bechala
Folk songs passed down in the oral tradition are a mirror of the Armenian village life, Armenian people's soul, and a key to the traditions, mentality, and the history. It is important to know these songs, to preserve them, to know who you are, where you come from, and where you are going. It is very important for everyone to know the road to their homeland, to their roots. Many of our folk songs go back to pagan times, to the beginning of our nation. Our history and genetic memory, our nature and our life is in the different genres of Armenian folk songs. There are epic songs, work songs, love songs, emigrant songs, and ceremonial songs and lullabies. This is a death and resurrection ceremonial song from pagan times. The name is Gorani. Wheat is a symbol of the ceremony. After the genocide, on the same melody, people added lyrics and sang about the lost homeland. Technical world. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna sing the live. Yarelo, yarelo, yaram gorani. Yar, yar, yarelo, yaram gorani. Le, 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 Armenians who escaped created new communities around the world, but they left their hearts and lives in the homeland, in Western Armenia. They were always waiting for news from the homeland. Many songs were created in the emigrant genre. Here is a song from the emigrant genre about asking a crane for news from the homeland. Kanche garum kanche kani garune aribne usirda gund gundarune karung jan garune karung jan garune ah sirdas arune karung jan garune karung jan garune ah sirdas arune kanche garum kanche kani garune ashun kerta sergish yaris vareve karung jan areve karung jan areve ah yaris vareve karung jan areve karung jan areve ah yaris vareve. Komitas also arranged folk songs for choirs, and two of these you will listen to now, performed by Kitka Ensemble, Yel Yel and Garuna. One is a work song, and the other is about the genocide. The lyrics, it's spring, but it's snowing. This is symbolic for Armenians, because in the spring of 1915, almost 2 million Armenians were killed. April 24th is the day of memory when Armenians around the world remember the victims of the genocide.
Yeah.
my own family. My grandmother and grandfather both were born in plains of Mush, in western Armenia, near Lake Van. My grandmother lost her husband and child and all her relatives during the massacres. My grandfather was a volunteer fighting against Turks and helping Armenians escape from Turkey. My grandmother and grandfather met later in Soviet Armenia. They had 4 children. It seemed everything was fine. But my grandmother, until she died, she talked about Mush and how beautiful it was. That is our homeland, she told us. She gathered us, talked to us about their life in Mush and sang folk songs of Mush. She sang happy songs, dance songs and wedding songs. Singing these songs helped her to live. She didn't sing sad songs because sad songs were reminding her about losing her family. She was trying to keep us to traditional living style. When we were young, my grandfather told us, when you have guests and you don't have anything good to serve them, just sing and dance for them. They will remember you. This is how I grew up. Until recently, it was almost impossible to go Western Armenia, to our homeland. When my grandmother was dying, she told her sons, "Please take me back to my homeland. I want to be buried when my parents were buried. I want to go back to my childhood." My father said, "Don't ask us, we can't do that. There is a border." She couldn't understand that. She said, "For a dead person, which border?" Every time I sing folk songs, I'm thinking, okay, they can stop us from going there. But how can they stop us from singing about homeland? I brought soil from Mush and put on my grandparents, grandmothers and grandfathers' graves to give them rest. I recorded the CD. I through one of my dreams. I recorded CD Armenian lullabies, and on the cover of my lullaby booklet, it's my grandmother's picture with my older brother. We were going to play a video where my family. Yeah. Okay. You saw my family. I grew up in an atmosphere where everybody was singing and dancing. Then one day I met with Hayrik Muradjan, who was already famous from singing songs from Western Armenia. The generation who escaped the massacres wasn't free to talk about what happened, but could talk about that. Hayrik was a historian, but was using singing to remind people about their homeland and about their roots, to wake them up. He was a genocide survivor and he had lost everything, but he kept folk songs and traditions which he had learned in school in Van. That meeting with Hayek changed my life. This is the man who became my teacher and advisor.
Ինձ հեքիաթներ էր պատմում, պապիս փոքր եղբորքինը, Մսրեն, անուն Մսրե էր։ Ես նրա մոտ էի քնում, իմ տատիկից մոտ չէի քնում։ Նրա մոտն էի քնում և գիտեր, որ ես արխավ շատ եմ սիրում, մեր շատախիկ բրուտներից է։ Ամեր առավոտ, վեր եկանում տակ, արխավ դրած ինձ էր սպասում։ Այն շատ հեքիաթներ էր պատմում ինձ։ In
this video, he is 93.
Խնոցի եք հարություն։ Միայն ենդեղ ես իրա ձայնը լսում էի, տան մեջ նա չեր խոսում, ոչ մի ձայն չուներ, և սկսում էր երգեր այդ երգը, հասմիկը շատ գեղեցիկ ձևով կատարում է։ La 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 li, la la li, la la la.
Butter.
Սարի լանջին մաղճակալ, չեչոտ քարեր գլխակալ, մի հին կապեր պուսերին, այս է հորվի վանգորին, սև հորվին, շոր քարին, ուխայ, Սիրուն հորի, խունդ անոշ, առաջ ես երկն եմ ներս սովորել։ Մեր նախին երկերի մեջ ամեն ինչ էր կա, և կարոտ կա, և պայքար կա, մեզ ոչ սովորություն կա, մեր բակում միշտ վարում էր ավանդական խարույկը, խարույկի շուրջ հավաքվում էին յուղի մարդիկ, մենք փոքրիկներս ծովարում էինք գետին, հատակին, կամ նրանց ծնգերի միջև, և լսում էինք դրանց, Այդ մարդիկ խոսում էին օրվա անցքերի մասին, երկրում տիրող դրության մասին, այնպիսի գեղեցիկ բաների մասին, իսկական, որ մարդուն արժանի խոսակցություն է, և մենք դրանցից շատ բան էինք սովորում։ Խարույկի շուրջ նաև ժողովուրդը երգում էր։ Այդ երգերը ես սկսեցի սովորել։ Կեքեր մարմարացում
Aleim Duam Shasa Heirur, Heirur, Heirur Heirur, Heirur Heirur, Heirur, Heirur. This is a famous lullaby from Van, Arnos. Arnos is one of the highest mountains of Van. Heidi said, "We would never think our homeland is lost, and we need to believe that one day a generation will come and will be able to get our lost country back. That road isn't an easy road, so this day will come. We need to preserve the culture that was created in our homeland. These songs always remind us what we lost. They keep our genetic memory alive." Heidi said it is important to pass these songs to our children, to the next generation. I started to work with children, teaching them the songs, dances, legends, and traditions of different regions of historic Armenia. In this video, he is singing Armenian epos, David of Sassoon. This is my children folk song and dance ensemble.
Ես երեխաներին օրհնում եմ, միշտ էլ կօրհնեմ, Տերն իր պատվիրաններից մեկնում ասում է, երեխաներին սիրելը դա հմայքներու հմայքն է, երբ երեխաների վրա կբարկանաք, հիշեք, որ նրանք իմն են, նրանց պետք է սիրել, միայն սիրել։
I made my children ensemble Hayrik Muradyan, and I recorded Armenian children's songs from different genres of historic Armenia. This is the CD. One of the best methods of saving these songs is to teach people and sing with them and sing together. Now I'm going to ask you to sing with me. This is a children's work song collected and arranged by Komitas. It's very simple. Please be active. Okay. Dilili, 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 dilili. Hingețune mulero, dilili, dilili. Cat-cat-cat-em duilero, dilili, dilili. Sen-că-ceapem cal-ceapo, dilili, dilili. Ieh-că-hanem lăvită-co, dilili, 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 dilili. Okay, let's keep going. Dilili, 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 dilili. Hingețune mulero, dilili, dilili, dilili. Cat-cat-cat-em cal-zero, dilili, dilili, dilili. Sen-că-ceapem cal-ceapo, dilili, dilili. Ieh-că-hanem lăvită-co, dilili, 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 dilili. Thank you. So, until now, I'm the third generation after the genocide. We have the question, which is our homeland? The land where our grandparents were born before the genocide, or Soviet Armenia where my generation was born, or independent Armenia where new generation was born? What is the answer to this question? Where someone is born, or the country where our grandparents were born, whose culture we have in our blood? The answer to this question is important for everyone. In Armenia, when people meet each other, they always ask, where are your roots, not where you were born. There is much literature about this question. The question is in everyday conversation, it's in theater, school books, and songs. I went to Mush 2 times. It was a strange feeling. I felt I was at home. Home which was mine, but which wasn't mine. I know the history of these places, the churches which were there, the songs, and I was telling everybody, I'm not a tourist here. I came home. This is my home. And when somebody asks me about my roots, I know the answer. I say, I'm from Mush. There are many songs with dialogues between grandparents and grandfathers and grandson. The grandson asks, which is my homeland? And the grandfather tells about his homeland. I'm going to sing now a song where the grandfather tells about his dreams, where he goes and visits his homeland, where his ancestors are buried. The grandfather says, tell me, what can I do with my dreams? Every night they take me back to my homeland. I go and visit my ancestors. Save me. Someday God will judge this question. Imanenim lao im yerazi hek Karne urte verun Nanzik tamek Kertam kapatatim Yesim nachnyacet Karotas vorara Yes kadar nam yet Helil լահելի երթանք մրերգիր մշո պապակողին ես դառնամ ջրգիր դիվարի մեղիր կաղաչեմ բրգիր թե չէ դատաստանին պարտական կեղնին կելերթանք մրերգիր երթանք ընձոր քաղինք մատղար շավրծիլ քաղինք էնինք մզի դեղուճար կելերթանք մրերգիր երթանք մրմուշ երթանք մրվան մրսասուն թեգուս կանցգետ հոսի գարմիր մրարուն էլի ապո էլի երթանք մրերգիր կելերթանք մրերգիր էլի ապո էլի երթանք մրերգիր When we were young, when our parents and grandparents were alive, we didn't understand the importance of preserving these songs, this folk culture. And when you lose your parents, your teachers, your older generation, and are standing alone on this cultural road, you understand that is your time. It is important what you have to give to the next generation. Every generation is responsible what he has learned and what he will pass on to the next generation. It is now harder to preserve this folk culture because the world became smaller. Closed countries like former Soviet Armenia want to integrate with world culturally, mentally, everything. And it is hard for old nations to keep their culture in this time of globalization, when there is aggression against national folk culture. If you lose your country, there is always hope. Someday you will take it back. But if you lose your culture, your roots, you lose it forever. If you lose your culture, somebody else will take it. There is no border with culture. If you don't sing your song, somebody else will sing it. To pass on this culture to the next generation, the part of the mothers was always very important. This is because on the bridge between generations, the mother is on one side and the other side it's a child. Now I will sing for you one of my favorite lullabies. Lena terev kezi paktots kenem kezi. Lusin kezi merik ay ayera nanay nanay nay nay nanay nay Zarrel kezi oro All the mothers in the world sing about the same thing in their lullabies. They want peace and a good life for their child. Every mother tells her own story. A child in the cradle, even an unborn child, understands everything. They grow up understanding the world and who they are. The mother plays an important part, creating a bridge between generations. For all mothers, her child is most beautiful and important. The lullaby connects the child with his language, with his blood, with his homeland, with water and land. Because now mothers almost aren't singing lullabies, and the dialogue with their children became more difficult. Nothing is surprising. They lost something very important. What you sow, you reap. Often, after concerts, people come and tell me, when you were singing lullaby, I remembered the lullaby which my grandmother sang for me. The song is a very powerful weapon. In lullabies, mothers are trying to connect the child with the universe, making the sun into the father, the moon is the mother, the stars are their playmates. All this has meaning, connecting the child with nature. It is hard to picture now how they could create this kind of amazing lullabies. Now in this world, it seems we are more educated with music schools, conservatories, but rarely are songs created that will live 1,000 years, like these songs. In my opinion, because we lost our deep connection with nature. We don't understand nature. The lullaby isn't just to make the child sleep. Mothers told their own stories about their life. They weren't always free to tell these stories, and lullabies were a chance to do this. Sometimes they were telling some story and suddenly they remembered they were putting the child to sleep. If the times weren't peaceful, they were rocking the child but saying, "Wake up, get up, your country needs you. It is not time to sleep." Sasuna sarpche urhov, alev kështetën sni ambo, Qurjem kënis jerazmerov, zati lao, mernim kazin, zati lao, mernim kazin, zernastățo, There were even songs telling about genocide, such as Nazei Oror. I'm going to ask Shira read lyrics.
The caravan passed with a burden of tears, and in the black desert fell to its knees, exhausted. Ah, with the pain of the world, don't cry. I've already shed many tears. My milk is frozen on your lifeless lips. I know it's bitter, my child, and that you don't want it. Ah, my milk has become the taste of my grief. Don't cry. I've already shed many tears.
Now the lullabies what we will sing were collected by Komitas and his students. When Kitka decided to do the lullaby project, and I had to teach them Armenian lullabies, I was very proud for my culture, because we have so much rich lullaby heritage. I know maybe more than 50, and I could teach one of each singer. I was sad because there were 70 or 100 singers. So I'm very thankful to them, to Kitka, for singing Armenian songs. Please welcome.
Ororo
Nation to preserve their folk music in pure form. This is especially important in this time of globalization because people need to keep their unique character. And preserving folk music and culture is the best way to do this. Even if you want to be a classical composer or anything, it is very important to have this knowledge of your folk culture. One of the best examples of this is Aram Khachaturian, who composed in his compositions Armenian folk melodies. The folk songs has passed through centuries of history, seen all the changes of those times, absorbing their philosophy, meaning, and logic. These songs are created by the people, but the song takes wing. Then, in time, the song spreads from place to place, and the best versions have reached us. Now we will listen to what Hayrik Muradyan said about the folk song.
Օգնում է մարդուն աշխատանքում և պայքարում։ Երգը ոգևորում է մարդուն դժվարությունների ժամանակ։ Եվ թև տվեց երգը մարդուն, տխուր սրտին թեթևություն, առյուծի սիրտ ահեղ մարդում, լուսավոր միտք աշխատանքում։ Ծիրանքինի խխնջան, վայլուլու, հավարտաներ տինքինգան, վայլուլու,
important for the family atmosphere. If the family has a song, it is strong. To pass on the folk songs from generation to generation, the best method is the oral method. Singing in families, older members pass songs to younger. A generation bridge is built from generation to generation. Older people sing and the younger people listen. When Kitka came to Armenia, they were interested to see how we preserve traditional folk music. It is difficult to preserve these songs in the city. Times have changed. City life keeps people far from nature. So we went to a village in north of Armenia, where almost the whole village is the second and third generation after the genocide. They sing the songs which they heard and learned from their parents, from genocide survivors. People from different regions of historic Armenia. Singing and dancing is food for them and helps them to live. It's part of their daily life. Here you will see a video taken on an expedition with Kitka, conservatory professors and students. The old people of the village were happy to this opportunity to sing and dance together. And in front of us, they became younger because these songs and dances took them back to their younger days. If a person knows his roots well, if he knows his culture and history, his heart will be more open to the other people, other nations. He will be a better, more kind person. This will help people understand others, and the world will be a better place. We filmed the expedition, and this is part of it. I think singing and dancing together will be a very good end for this today's meeting. Please welcome, we're going to sing and dance together. Can oy can oy can oy can, can oy can oy can oy can, can oy can oy can oy can, can oy can oy can oy can. Çori karun kergen biz, akoda de karkegziz. Çarçı martumi degziz, are osvi monaziz. Can oy can oy can oy can, can oy can oy can oy can, can oy can oy can oy can, can oy can oy can oy can. Çori karun ergeviz, akoda de karkeksiz. Hobi kartu da vegziz, sari hover mantaziz. Can oy can oy can oy can, can oy can oy can oy can. Can oy can oy can oy can, can oy can oy can oy can. Can oy can oy can oy can, can oy can oy can oy can. More people. Don't go. Come back. Don't go. We need more people. Come back. Come back. Nine, 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 nine. Nine, 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 nine. Nine at a nine, nine at a nine, nine, nine at a nine. Nine at a nine, nine at a nine, nine, nine at a nine. Nine at a nine, nine, nine at a nine. Nine at a nine, nine, nine at a nine. Nine at a nine, nine, nine at a nine. Nine at a nine, nine, nine at a nine. Nine at a nine, nine, nine at a nine. Nine at a nine, nine, nine at a nine. Nine at a nine, nine, nine at a nine. Nine, 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 nine. Համարցմաներ կուշակտին, կրվաներ կուտեքերգին, արին փոցխու գերանդին, իչան վրձոր ու ափին, ծորեցին, ծոր թփեցին, մանրիկ խորմեցին, կեմիկ չեղավ քաղեցին, ծամթել կեմի գերեցին, նայները նայ, նայները նայ, նայները նայ, նայ, նայները նայ, նայները նայ, նայները նայ, նայները նայ, նայ, նայները նայ, ճայները նայ, նայ, նայները նայ, ճայները նայ, նայ, նայները նայ, 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 հանիկը նայ, Անձրևու կարգտեկա, վայնաշու դաշտինեկա, վրսասնա սարինեկա, նայները նայ, նայները նայ, նայները նայ, նայ, նայները նայ, նայները նայ, նայները նայ, նայները նայ, նայ, նայները նայ, ճայները նայ, նայ, նայները նայ, ճայները նայ, նայ, նայները նայ, 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 Thank you very much.
And Kitka, Cosme. Getting tired here. This has been a wonderful experience. I hope you all enjoyed being able to be in a completely different place than where we normally are. A fitting end and a fitting beginning to Women's History Month on campus. If you noticed, our women dancers were most spirited. I would like to remind you that CDs will be available for $15. Checks and credit cards are accepted in addition to cash. And don't forget that there will be a concert at 8 at Ner Shalom, which is in Katati. Do you have instructions?
They're selling tickets here, right?
Yeah, we're selling tickets.
Oh, they're selling tickets as well as CDs. Okay, students, does anybody have any questions? I'm sorry. Questions. You can have a question. Christine, you can.
First of all, I've got to say something because obviously everybody knows that my background is Armenian. A lot of Armenian people here today, and to have something like this at a university is just beyond belief to me. Because growing up, as Hasmi said, people didn't talk about it with us growing up. My grandparents also survived the genocide. So to have this here is a very emotional thing for me and a lot of the Armenians here because we keep it so bottled in. We've never breathed. We've never been able to speak about it. And it goes right to the heart and the soul of our being. And so wonderful to have you all hear this, but most of this is new to me. I've never known any of this. So I want to thank Hasmi so much for that. But could you talk about how come the music always sounds sad?
Many times people ask me, especially lullabies, why they are so sad. They aren't sad. If they are sad, that's because of the history. We almost didn't have peaceful times in our Armenian history. Always somebody wanted to take our country. And the mothers, in traditional living style, they didn't talk with family persons. They could talk only by the cradle. And they told everything, they just speak with child, they talk with child, that's like a dialogue. And they were waiting for answer from them. They were waiting for answer from child in the cradle. And so we have many ceremonial songs. They are in a minor key too. That's specific Armenian musical key. And that's very old, comes from pagan times. We have those 8 specific Armenian musical loud. We say key, or scale or something, yeah. And that's very strong musicologistic talk. But there aren't said. Some people said duduk, duduk, the Armenian instrument, wind instrument. It's famous. Don't you know about now in many Hollywood films you can hear that duduk sound. And some people said Armenian music is sad, and duduk is sad instrument. It's not. Armenian wedding songs are in minor key too. Some people think if it's minor, that's sad. It isn't sad. This is because Armenian culture, Armenian music, and I think it's all folk music, makes people think about that. That isn't sad. Don't be scared if some music is like a pressure, tells you, think about what's going on. Think about your insight. Be more honest between yourself. Don't try to make yourself somebody else. You have to know who you are. that goes very deep. And if I have another opportunity, I will talk more about those specific minor and major Armenian.
Next year.
Yeah.